Hello and welcome to day 6 of 12 days of Flexmas. Today's class is all about getting comfy, being uncomfy. So it is a static stretch class and it is all about learning how to relax into slightly uncomfortable stretches and positions that sometimes we might like to avoid. Static stretching is so important for developing new range of motion and also helping to reduce passive stiffness. No, static stretching isn't the most exciting or fun thing in the world, so it's really important that when we do it, we make sure we are getting the absolute most out of those stretches, and hopefully today can give you a few tips and tricks to help you manage those. For today's class, you're going to need some wall space. I'm going to be using my chair because you will also need a chair for another exercise in today's class. So if you want to use your chair up against a stable surface, or if you just want to use a wall and have the chair separate, that's completely fine. I would also recommend having some yoga blocks, and also I'm not against using some additional load to help get you a little bit deeper into some of these stretches, especially if you are quite stiff. If you've got yourself ready, you're going to find your way to your mat, and we're going to be using our chair or our wall space first. Okay guys, so make sure you have your chair and your yoga blocks ready because we're going to be getting into a couch stretch. So you're going to want to try and get your knee as close to the chair as you possibly can, and you're going to bring your other leg forwards. What we're going to do first is try and lean as far back towards the chair as we can. So think of trying to get your bum and push right into your foot. So try and get your heel touching your bum. Be really aware of what you're doing with your core and your pelvis. So try not to let yourself arch forwards. Trying to roll the hips under into a posterior pelvic tilt. Good. Take nice deep breaths. We're doing 30 seconds total in here. So we've got about 20 seconds left. This should be giving you quite a deep stretch through your hip flexor. So try not to wiggle forwards and backwards. Try and keep that intensity the same. Try to keep leaning backwards, making sure your foot is touching your bum and your core is under. We're going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now what we're going to do, lean forwards onto your yoga blocks. Maybe move the front foot away slightly, because what you're going to try and do now is create as much space between your bum and your back foot as possible. So hips go forwards. Use your yoga blocks to try and keep your chest up, and this is going to target a lot more through your hip flexor. Again, we've got another 30 seconds. Focus on deep breaths. From the stretch we did earlier in this series, you want to think about doing 2-second inhales and then 4 seconds on the exhales, and try not to have the arms super locked out, trying to relax the elbows. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely stuff. Change your legs over for me. We're going to do exactly the same thing on the other leg. So starting with the knee nice and close to the chair, as close as you can get it, and then use block support to bring your other leg forwards. We start by lifting the chest as much as we can, trying to get the bum to touch the foot and making sure we tilt the pelvis. We've got 30 seconds here. Make sure you take nice deep breaths. Two in, 4 out. Try not to tense your shoulders. Pushing forwards with the hips, but leaning backwards. 3, 2, and 1. Shift the front foot forward slightly. Try and create some space between the heel and the bum. Lift the chest, and again, we go for 30 seconds. Use your block to keep your chest upright. If it does still feel a little intense, you can lean forwards. But ideally, the aim is that we lean all the way back as far as we can. 10 seconds on the timer. 3, and 2, and 1. Ease yourself out of that stretch. Take yourself to a standing position. Keep your hands on your yoga blocks into a forward fold, all right? So use the yoga blocks to give you some assistance. Remember, you've got 3 levels. And just find a little bit of a relaxed position. Bend your legs if you need to. And then straighten the legs once you can. Don't worry if the thigh comes off your knees. And 1 foot at a time, we're going to try and lift the toes off the floor. So we'll go 2, 3, 4. So this is acting like a bit of a nerve floss. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I want you to take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, fold towards your feet. Try not to let too much weight fall into your heels. Really let the weight shift into your toes so we get that stretch through that hamstring. And what you can do is you can also hold on to your elbows to try and promote relaxing through the spine and through the upper body. You've got 15 seconds left. 10 to go. Keep trying to pull yourself towards the floor on those exhales. 3, 2, 1. Drop the arms, tuck your chin to your chest, and then slowly roll up through the spine. Nice. Turning to one side, you're going to stick your leg on your chair like so. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to do some side bends. If you do want to use a weight to help pull you into that position, you would hold it in the hand that's closest to the leg. If not, you're going to reach up with this arm and you're going to lean over. Make sure you stay facing sideways. Reach up and over. You can also put this hand on this leg if you're not using the weight. And again, 30 seconds here. With this top hand, don't let it hang forwards. Keep trying to reach over to touch the wall or to touch the chair. Keep the chest open. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we should have got that deep stretch, maybe a little bit through the hamstring, but definitely through those hips. So I'm just going to face away from you. We're going to do the other leg. So leg goes up, deep breath in, reach the arm up and over. 30 seconds on the clock. Big pull. Relax. Keep reaching with that top arm or letting that arm pull you down towards the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up and face your chairs for me. So we're going to do an elevated pigeon stretch next. So what that is you're going to take your leg and you are going to try and line your knee up with the edge of your chair, and then you are going to bend your back leg so it touches the floor. If you find that difficult and you can't quite get there, you're going to use your yoga blocks to make it a little bit more comfortable. So you can put the leg that's on the floor onto a yoga block. So, leg at 90 degrees on your chair. You can use one of your hands to keep your knee flat, and then try and sit as upright as you can. We're aiming for a stretch deep into that hip, and again we're going for 30 seconds. Nice deep breaths. Again, trying to relax into what could be quite an uncomfortable position. So think about, where are you feeling the stretch? How intense does it feel for you? How are you holding your breath? Are you noticing yourself kind of tensing up in the upper body? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that other leg off for me. Change legs over. So one leg goes on. Adjust your bottom block. Take a deep breath out, and again we go for 30 seconds. So we start at about 30 seconds, even when we're doing our more intense stretches. And once we can tolerate one set of 30 seconds, we move on to 2 sets of 30 seconds, then 3 sets, and then we up the time. For these short classes, obviously we're only doing 1 of each stretch. Good, you've got 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let that leg go. Final stretches of the class, we're going to do a single arm butcher's block stretch. So we've done our double arm in a couple of our classes. Today we're going to do single. So all that means is you put one elbow on the bench and you walk back, and this other arm is going to be used to make sure this hand stays over that arm and doesn't cross into the middle. So you can pop the arm on the edge to give you a little bit of support, but most of the stretch is only going through that single arm. Should give you quite an intense stretch, but quite a nice stretch through the tricep. Keep the core engaged, don't arch out too much, and use that hand to keep it over your shoulder. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Take a deep breath, change your arms over, drive the arm down, use that hand to keep the arm over to one side, and relax. 30 seconds. Still focusing on breathing. Opening up through the armpit. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring yourself up to the top. That is day 6 complete, and I'll see you here tomorrow for day 7.